President of the flag,
United States of America, to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
Marty, you're on next.
Thank you. I'm Marty Murphy with Suco.
Okay.
We won your bid for the stone oil project this year. And what I did, I came out a couple weeks ago after you shimmed all the roads. And that being done, the shim's going to suck in oil more than what we bid it at. We bid it at 3.5 rate application, 0.35 tenths of a gallon per square yard. And it should probably be bumped up to around 4.5, another tenth. So I went around, measured the roads tonight. McFadden only needs about 560 feet. Landis, 800 the full length, and Newell the full length that he shimmed. So that being said, it's about 2,209 gallons more approximately, and at $2.50 a gallon would be approximately $55.22 additional money for the oil. And one more thing, up on McFadden, that's pushed out to 21 feet up there where they put the shim. So the bid is 18 feet. Do you want us to go 18 or do you want us to go shoulder to shoulder?
That one section you mean?
Yes.
Shoulder to shoulder, wouldn't we?
Yeah, looks like.
I would recommend it myself, but that's up to you guys.
Yeah.
So
One
what,
more road.
Get
Buchanan, the little
Buchanan
body shop. You
Yep, I measured that. That was 341 feet, and that's 306 gallons, so it'd be $767 more approximately.
Okay.
300 and what?
306 gallons approximately,
Okay.
and $767. Now, you have extra stone over here left
Yep.
over from Festal. I did use that stone
Yep.
because the can's only going to take maybe a load and a half on that, and I'll have a little extra for the wider up there on McFadden. So that, I would just charge you the extra oil. We won't charge you any extra square yards on that because we're going to be right there. I mean, it's not going to take very long.
So where are you bringing your stone from?
Our pile is here.
Oh, your pile's here?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep, and then we got the extra
Okay.
left over for schedule, the wider part on McFadden and the little piece on the end of Buchanan here. We want to buy any stone that way.
Yeah, you have it in stock, so that will save you. So all it's going to cost you is the extra oil.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So for shoulder to shoulder on McFadden, because it measured at 21 feet, and that monies was what? You went to
I
that.
didn't figure that one out.
No, I mean the total additional for McFadden
Well-
and Newell was 5,500.
The extra 21 feet, I got to figure that out.
No, I mean the total for the original
For-
project. For the original steel coat was 5,500 and,
No, that was the additional oil.
okay, was 5,000 what?
55.22
Okay,
approximately.
okay. And then Buchanan was 767.
Yes. Cause it's gonna take a little bit more of the intersections.
Right.
You want us to right up to each end, yeah. So, give me a little wiggle room. It won't be a lot more, but give a little bit. And it's not gonna be that much. McFadden, it was like 560 feet there, so 2 feet, you're not gonna talk a lot of gallons there either.
Doing this all in one day.
Yes. Now, I was planning on doing Towanda this Friday, but it looks 100% rain with
Yeah.
Debbie.
Yeah,
Debbie's coming up north, meeting us.
Yeah.
So I have to do Towanda next Friday, and then we'll be over and do you the next, after that. You were supposed to be next a week from this Friday, but it didn't work out.
So it won't be Friday, it'll be Monday?
It'll be a Friday.
Oh, Friday.
And what's that date gonna be, the 20?
Hold on a second, I will pull it up. Yes, 23rd.
Okay, but you said we'll be done.
We'll do it one day.
Or whatever.
Oh yeah, we can do this one day.
Okay, but I wanna go play that Friday night.
Yes,
Okay,
we will.
well, you don't screw that up.
I won't screw it up. Weather pending, if it doesn't
we
rain.
start early in the morning anyway, don't you?
7.
Yeah.
We'll be 7:30, yeah.
How many trucks you got on? 3?
5.
Oh, 5 trucks. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, so it'll take us a while to drive from the end of McFadden over to
Yeah.
the other two, probably 15, 20 minutes, but other than that, those 3 over there right together, or 2, 3, with the other Buchanan on there.
And you said you're sweeping it and everything, all they
Yes.
have to do is load it.
We got power sweeper, we got the roller, we got traffic control, trucks. We just stand back and load the trucks.
Good.
I just didn't wanna be behind somewhere, and you say, we ain't got this done,
Nope,
or something like that.
you're done now.
Okay.
Need a motion for that, don't we?
Mhm.
I'll make a motion,
The added oil?
the added oil.
I'll second it.
And I will agree to.
Okay, so why do you, let's say 7,000 less? I won't go over that. That'd be fine.
Okay.
That completes that, that thing, doesn't it? Austin, you have something? Nope. Oh, you just come.
So
Okay.
ready to come visit?
I do live in Canton Township.
Welcome. Have you always lived in Canton?
The past 3 years.
I was just curious on if there's anything with like the road foreman, like, are we looking for a new one or?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Excuse me. You all set with me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Take
getting me
care, see
that.
you later.
We'll see you, Brad. I'll be in contact with you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Have a good
Nice
evening.
meeting everybody.
Yep.
Michelle, for July taxes, $1,510.19. She did give me $15,328.64 some point in July for the June taxes that she collected. So. So my little blurbs here, so far, and Brett did give me some tickets that we do have some more cinders, but right now I did send monies, and we have been invoiced for about 1,092 tons or 93 tons for cinders. So we have about 1,000, a little under 1,000 ton cinders. We have about 3,695 tons of gravel that we've paid for out of the 5,000 tons that we bid out. And Vessel Asphalt has been paid $86,966 for the coal patch and the dust oil. So they are all paid. So for the last 2 years, we've been paying, for the gravel and the cinders, or especially the gravel, out of the general fund, so I'd like to transfer some money out of, liquid fuels into the general fund, so I can pay some money. I did not pay the, loan money yet. I would like to transfer some money first. Don't want to use impact money yet because I put that in the money market fund and that's getting interest. So if I transfer money tonight, then I can make the loan payment.
I forgot to bring my slip for Frank Jennings driveway. Lee Burgess and Canton Fireman's Field, they wanted a spot done for helicopter landing.
Okay.
Are we gonna charge them or
No, I say no.
gonna charge them?
It wasn't that big a spot anyways. I thought they wanted a bigger spot than that.
That's what I thought.
I say no, but
Okay, it's up to you guys.
Wait, what are you guys talking about?
We put gusto on.
What?
2 driveways and Fireman's Field for helicopter landing.
Oh, okay, okay.
So we'll invoice the homeowners for the dust oil on the driveways, but not the fireman's field for the landing
Okay.
pad.
Thank you.
donate that. I think we should donate that. It's not,
Well, I don't know.
it ain't much bigger in this room. It's like, I thought they wanted a huge spot, most of the parking lot. But when I looked at it, I thought, well, gee, the helicopter is still gonna blow stones and stuff up when it lands, I would think. But they said they had it marked out.
Yeah, we did all what they marked.
Yeah. Hopefully they never use it.
Right.
But even if I transfer, 150,000 from liquid fuels, that will still give you, or still give us a balance of 142,000 roughly. That would be, like 85,000 for seal coat, which he says would be around 77,000, and still a balance of 57, which is enough for the rest of the cinders and vehicle fill, which that's usually what paid out of there anyway.
Did they put a new lock on them?
No, not yet.
Does it still bother?
It sometimes gets pissed, but Gary just gave me new keys tonight, so hopefully that'll,
Okay.
we'll find out when we get done.
Well, he said, I said, why can't we go with a keyless entry, like push the button and unlock? And Rich said you had to have a security system for that. Well,
You know?
No.
I don't know, I push button.
I had trouble with the other end too. Maybe it's just me. I got problems, I guess. I don't know, but.
No, 'cause the last time I
Don't
used
be
the
laughing,
key,
Michelle.
Your
See,
keyword.
I knew she'd be the first one to laugh.
it was hard.
And it's hard to get in and hard to get out, and it's a pain, and it is definitely getting worse.
I
It's
know.
not just you, it's definitely getting.
Did you try the other end?
Yeah, I can get in the other end easy.
Yeah. Well, I didn't. I had to get the pliers out of the tractor and wiggle it around and pull on it. I don't want to break the key up in there, but
Right,
What about a coated door on the front like we had before?
you need to open one of the big doors?
Yeah.
Yeah, anything better than what we got, as far as I'm concerned.
Why wasn't that an option to put on when?
I don't know, we
built
just
it?
Carry a door opener with you.
Well, that's what I told him. I need a door opener. I
It
know
doesn't
that's.
help me when I go into the table.
Well, you could get one too. We had a door opener.
Get an opener.
I think the best way would be get somebody to come and put a push button like we have home, right on the little door, and get in that way, and then when you need a key, and you wouldn't need an opener, and because I'm sure that I would be, opener be somewhere inside and I'm outside, and don't, you know what I mean, it's just, but thankfully I can get in here.
I'm just not happy with that whole setup.
I wouldn't think them lights should be wore out yet, it's
No,
not like it's
well,
very
no.
old. Not very old.
And then the thing of it is, well, that time I couldn't get the key out, Gary went over there, wiggled it, and it came right out.
Yep. Yep.
And I called Rich that day. Rich Barlow came down, he came down, and who was it? I tried it, we all tried it, and all at once, boom, came right
Come
out.
right out, yep. You have to get it just right, it'll come right out. You gotta turn it a lot of times. You can't be pulling out on it where you're trying to turn it good out. That makes it even worse. I figured that out. But it needs to have something. It's gonna be, you're gonna be stuck going in and out the other door all the time. That's what's gonna happen. The key will get stuck in there and can't get it out or whatever, but it
Who
should have
would you
been a
call?
long period.
Who would you call to put a different type?
Well, that locksmith, can't remember the name now, it's Wellsboro.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about, but I can't think what the name is. Yeah, and he would have good heavy duty ones that would last.
We don't need it on the other end, right?
No,
Just this end.
This end would be fine.
There's a company down in Williamsport that'll come up here as well. They do a couple of the schools up here. I don't have their name with me, but I can get it.
Yeah, we could call it a school. I don't care, but I just think it's crazy. I lost all my religion when I wasn't real happy. What little bit I had. I wonder why you were looking at me. Well, you come down, you're in a hurry, I wanted to get everything ready to go, and it's like, oh my God, now I can't get into place. I came down one day and to do it, and I forgot it was Friday, there wasn't anybody here, and the door was locked.
Okay, what's next here?
What
Press
else you
report.
got?
Me?
Yeah.
They worked hard to get the blacktop ready for them guys, and then I've graded, I think I have every road done except for the loop. And of course the glory barn is a never ending,
I just was up that today, it's
Oh,
got
it's terrible,
potholes,
isn't it?
I know.
and it,
It's not horrible, but it's got potholes in it, but it gets used a lot.
the hill, I talked to Gary about the other day, I think we're going to just skim the washboards off the hill because the oil is all gone anyhow. And then I'll roll it down and put a little salt on it and just keep after it that way, because no matter what you do, it's just gonna tear them off. I mean, there's so many,
Tractors.
you know, tractors, and they're big and heavy, and every time they go up that hill with that tank, it's just, not, I don't think you could even blacktop it with hold it when it gets, they just break out of too. And then I did get signs put up today, stop sign on Dresde Road, where it meets Sealy, that was gone. The sign where Baptist Church and Dresde come together, that was gone. Where Breeze Road and Ayers Road come together, that was gone. And then they put crisis sign up
Okay.
on, they were doing everything. So I got them done. There's still a couple other ones here and there that's gotta be straightened up or whatever, but at least I think I have them all back on it. Sunset I don't have back up yet. Can't even find that one, so.
That was, okay, if I'm thinking, are you coming off of,
Williams Hollow.
yeah, it was laying right there.
It was, but
On the
then
right.
they mowed hay and stacked round bales there. And maybe it's under round bales, I don't know, I didn't look for it. I cut a tree down on Sunset
Well,
yesterday.
another thing I was thinking about, some of these, bridges or pipes that we have in that have concrete abutments that stick up. Well, you can't see them when the grass gets high.
I
and
know that, I did more or less, I know where they are.
Right, well,
But you don't.
I just worry that, cause I hit a stump, ran into a stump over on our road and it swung, like you said, it swung that tractor right around. Well, I don't wanna end up in the creek.
Yeah.
I wonder if we shouldn't go around and spray around them in the spring, if we had the time, spray some Roundup around
Yeah.
that, so you at least can see them. I won't know where they all are, I could figure it out, but it's like, Jesus, some of them places are steep,
Mhm.
it drops down, and I don't wanna end up down the ditch somewhere, and nobody ever find me.
They just put a whole bunch of, speaking of concrete barriers, up here on Bender Hill where we turn around. Put a new pipe in there, and I hope they go back, and because where we usually back in to turn around, they got like 2 loads of gravel parked in there and a couple blocks, so I hope
There's no turnaround.
and right now you're not gonna turn around, so hopefully it's gone before winter time. If it's not, that's gonna be a pain to have to go all the way to the top, or turn around and come back down over. And that was another thing I'd like to bring up is the snow plow that was on Bob's truck. They're so big and heavy and it digs, it's hard on the truck and everything else. So maybe think about getting a smaller plow like what I have to put on his truck. I think in the long run it would be, I know it'd be better on the truck and it'd be better on the roads, because his is just so heavy, it doesn't trip.
No, it's not made to trip ahead, it's made to kick back.
You're right, supposed to pick up this
It's not
way,
kicking back.
and it doesn't do it. And then if it does do it, it breaks some bolts off and them braces in the top, you gotta come back and fight with them to get them lined back up. It's
So
just-
what was the reason, is that just the plow that came with the truck, or is that what he wanted?
We gave them the option what they wanted to get,
Okay,
Kale and Bob, that's what he picked. And I didn't realize that.
Just it's huge, it's big, it's heavy, it just
Cale picked a little bit lighter plow and it'll flap over forward if it catches. Where the bottom's supposed to kick back and don't work.
Right. Like this winter when it was soft, and if my plow would start digging in the road, it would lean over. So then it would come back up out and quit digging. His, it just starts going in and just chop, chop, chop. The whole,
Bounces.
it's just a grader plow more or less. It's too big for, and you can't go fast with it. And like I said, the biggest thing is just, it doesn't trip, so every time you hit anything, it gouges, it doesn't slide
Be
over.
different
anything.
for the truck? Did it work better with the Volvo than it did with the Western Star?
He didn't have that plow on the rest on the Volvo, did we?
I'm not sure, because they had a Western Star was new last year when I come, so I don't know if it was
I
or
don't
not,
remember.
but it doesn't.
He might have had it on the Volvo.
I don't know if it would make any difference on anything you put, the grader, because you're gonna be going really slow with that.
It'll fit on the grader, won't it?
Yeah.
That would be, you've gotta go really slow and you gotta carry it. The shoes on it are so heavy, like the shoes on the bottom of it, 2 or 3 times we've taken them off, and weld plates on the bottom, but it wears them right out. It's just so heavy, it's pushing all the time. It's bigger than everybody else's.
And it was new when the truck was new?
No, we bought it after the fire, remember?
Oh, okay.
But-
Probably ain't worth much, I don't know, might be, would it be worth anything to trade in, I
I
wonder?
don't know. We could have try selling it.
And all the trucks are inspected now.
Yeah, the Volvo was up there for 2 weeks, but they were waiting for parts for,
Right.
they wanted the real air tank that goes on it instead of getting one to make it work.
Right.
So it sat there a long time. I don't think it'll be a lot because it's lots.
It wasn't as much as, it wasn't sticker shock. I mean, it was $1,400, I think. But
Well, not so bad, they put an air tank on and a water tank and inspected it. So that's not so bad. Then I had,
Ready to sell?
pardon?
Is it ready to sell,
Yep, it can go now, it's inspected and the water leak's fixed and
New batteries?
knock on wood, it's gonna start.
Okay.
It's gonna start, I don't think it's batteries, I think it's a starter.
I think we should get rid of it while it's inspected and
Right, so how long do you want, if we put it up for auction on municipal, how long do you want for the auction? We don't want 30 days, do we?
2 weeks, and then we can make a decision when we have our next meeting, is that?
That would be Tuesday after Labor Day. the
Right.
3rd. Right,
Third?
Yep.
so put it up for starting when? The 19th?
Yeah. That's 2 weeks today, or yesterday. You can go the 23rd, whatever.
The 19th through the 3rd, have it end, what, at 5 o'clock?
Yeah.
If we're gonna do that, then everything works really good on it right now. So I just will let it sit there so I don't take a chance of using it and something breaks, we have to fix something else or whatever. Just let it sit and I got salt on it now, but I can dump that off easy,
What's the advertising, well, wait, what's the advertising requirements?
I don't know.
I think it has to go in the daily paper, because it's too late for the weekly, right?
Yeah, we're ready to do it for this week.
Well, if we do it 19th, it would be, we could go in for it
Next
to be
week.
on the 15th.
2 weeks would be next week and 22nd, 23rd.
Well, if it has to be advertised more than once, then we would
That's
have
2
to,
weeks.
if it has to be advertised more than once, then we'd have to do it the daily review. If it only has to be advertised once, then we can do the weekly paper.
What is it, some municipal place or something that they sell?
Municipal, it's an online auction. My brain is not working for the advertiser requirement.
2000 Volvo, you know what the mileage is?
No, I don't, I did look
Probably
back,
over 100,000.
I imagine, I would have to look and rate it.
Tires are good.
Tires are good, and like I say, it's got a Volvo engine in it, and that all seems
New inspection.
new inspection. There's no leaks or anything on it now at all, it works. And I've used it in no spread results, so now it looks like we've been using it. Where before it just sat out here and got so rusty, but now I've bound it up and down the road with a lot of, you know, the rust on the box and stuff has fell off, and I've used the chain, so that's cleaned up, and so it looks, if somebody come look at it now, you tell we're using it all the time. You know, like it's sitting there and been sitting for, because when we first started, I didn't hardly dare put it in gear because I was afraid of change. I soaked it with fuel oil like 3 days straight before I even tried to run the chain.
So it's oil good now.
Yep. Yep, it should be, and I greased it, and didn't find any, and Watson didn't find nothing wrong either, so.
Do we want to reserve on it?
Well, we don't have to accept the bid, right?
Right. It doesn't meet with the reserve.
I don't know, did Watson's give you any idea what it might be worth?
I haven't asked them ever. I was just thinking minimum of 20.
I was thinking 15, but 15 or 20, just, we could put 20.
20,000?
I would think you could get 15 for it easy enough. Especially, I mean, it's been, they can see that it's been being used, it ain't like it, trucks are still really high everywhere.
Yeah.
They're not going down any very quick.
And you said the tires are good?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I put working shape,
Or, what's the word I usually use and stuff is, there's some condition that they, well, I've seen it on auction places lots of times. It's not good condition, but it means that it's been working, whatever, but if you just put on it in good condition for a year and, you know, needs nothing to go to work now. You can, I don't know what else. I don't advertise stuff very much. I don't sell stuff very much. I make it as long as they want it, they tell me, that's it.
okay. Pam Pidco, she bought Taylor's house on Common Street, and she is concerned about her yard flooding.
Should she buy Taylor's?
Yes.
What are we supposed to do?
What are we supposed to do about it? I
Nothing.
know every time it flooded, Taylor's complained, but nothing we can do about it.
No. There's nothing we can do. They should have known when they bought it, that it's down there where it's
It's in the floodplain.
floodplain.
And 2 sub pumps wasn't a clue.
Yeah. I won't worry about it.
Is there, somebody in the county that has anything to do with cleaning out the creek or anything that somebody
She
can
could talk to
contact?
conservation,
Conservation District,
see if they,
they're probably not gonna answer the phone and then see where it's coming from, because people complain up there all the time.
And it really, it's our whole life, that's your whole life, that's flooded down there every time it gets rain.
get a lot, it does.
I want to say Bob talked to him early in the spring, because she called. I mentioned it to him, so he has been down, so. Handbook. Did you look at it?
Yeah, I
What's
looked at quite a bit.
Custom?
Well, there was one, thing in there that said that we can do a credit check on what?
Background credit check.
You mean financial?
Mhm.
Why?
Supposedly people are more responsible.
So,
That's what we've been told.
You typically don't want somebody that's not paid their bills.
That would be more like secretary or whatever. If they can't get bonded, then you don't want them to be
Okay.
custody of money
so
or
not a
whatever.
road worker. There wouldn't be any reason to check him. And I wasn't sure what you meant by the whole clothing.
Well, we offer the clothing allowance, but they didn't want to put it in the policy or the handbook that if we took it out of, like for budget reasons and we didn't update the policy or the handbook, that it would be something that we would have to still stand by because they're signing the handbook, that they would still, get that benefit because it's part of their handbook. If it's just part of, the reorganization minutes, then we can, vote on it, take it away, doing budget or whatever. But if it's part of the handbook, then it's something that we have to stand by.
So this is basically what we've been doing anyways.
Pretty
Right.
much.
What's different?
Some of the stuff that's in there has to be in there with the language of,
Yeah, what does this mean? Employees on an unpaid leave of absence will not receive holiday pay.
that if they voluntarily took the leave of absence, then they wouldn't be paid at all.
Okay.
So they wouldn't get anything. But for like point of contact with anything with payroll or anything would be me, but like for any personnel decision, it would be where we would make a collective board decision for anything. But if we wanted background checks, reference checks, or things like that, they did give me a point of contact for a company. Like payroll, payday, mandatory deductions, but we have to have Social Security. The vacation time, how it's been, it's 1 year after, or 40 hours after the first year, or 80 hours after 2 years, and then 3 or 120 hours after 5 years. And then bereavement pay, 3 days at paid. I didn't make that decision by myself.
What was that?
Funeral, bereavement pay, and taking time off, 3 days leave at paid time. Is that fine? I mean, most places do give 3 days.
Yeah.
Sometimes they probably not enough. Read them.
You can take vacation, sick pay, if you have that.
Jury duty leave, I got picked for that.
I mean, and that's stuff that we have to follow. I mean,
Right.
That's not something that we can't not grant.
I wanna do it someday, but I don't wanna do it right now. I got too much going on, so I wrote a letter and told them I was busy and I didn't really wanna do it, and if they threw a fit about it, I was just gonna tell them whoever it is, they're guilty.
Really?
They don't want nothing to do with it.
That works?
I just called and told them I couldn't do it. I was busy. They sent me a letter within a week and said I was excused this time. But if they were gonna not excuse me, I was just gonna tell them they're guilty. They don't want you down there if you're gonna look at it that way.
And personal leave, that we can grant personal leave, that after they complete 1 full year, and if they don't have any more vacation time, then they can take up to 30 days. And if they,
Unpaid then, right?
yes.
Are you taking breaks, like lunch breaks?
No, I don't stop. I eat my sandwich and drink Pepsi all day long, but I don't actually stop and sit down and take a break.
Okay.
Why am I supposed to be? We never did, we just kept going all the
Well, that
time.
was Bob doing there.
No.
You're allowed.
Pardon?
You're allowed.
You're
That's great.
allowed.
I know, but some, to be honest with you, right, I never did. I mean, I never stopped for lunch in my whole life anyway, but just, I bring my sandwich and cookies and Pepsi every day, and
As long as you got Pepsi, that's all that
that's all that
matters.
matters. That's all that matters, and then I just keep going, you know, there's enough other times of day to stop and do something for 5 minutes when you're doing absolutely nothing. I don't need to take a half hour or whatever, just because. As long as you're okay with it, I'm okay with it.
Drug and alcohol policy, that we have one, and then there's the supplement one that I gave you, that we have the CDL one, that American Drug and Alcohol is our third party that performs the tests for us.
And I wanna say, like, you know, if I'm going by the Dandy or Acorn or something, I will stop in there during the day if I don't have a sandwich. It gives me, if I don't say that I need it, I get back and pick up and eat where I'm going or whatever.
Well, I think you're doing a great job, so.
And the places, the blacktops look real good you did over.
Yeah.
I talked to him about that, and we need to remember, for 20, I can't remember, 2000 or 22, $2,500, something like that, could have had a paver and an operator, and we would have saved that much in just labor for the days that guys hauling it all up there doing it, and probably want to use half of the cold patch that we
Right.
use. But he said, well, nobody's ever asked before, and I said, well, I just thought it'd be, I was looking for a spreader back to hook to the truck, so at least you could set that an inch deep or whatever and just spread with that.
Yeah, cause it's, some places it's probably deeper than it
Some
needs to be.
places it's 4 or 5 inches deep to get the shoulders. and
Maybe we
stuff
should
back
look
up.
into that next time.
I think so. I think it would save.
So they do that, they would do that for us?
Yeah, they would have done that. You know, Marty said that he would have brought a paver and an operator, and I could have hauled into it, but if he would have brought that, you know, I could have hauled, we got Frank and Berger to haul 2 or something, and we got it all done in one day, instead of 7 or 8 days, whatever it took to get it done. And use twice as much material that we had to. There's not much cold patch
Well, I
left.
see that.
We used a lot of it. I'm gonna need quite a bit on your road to fix the edges where they're breaking off. Sealy Road, there's probably 8 or 10 spots out through there the whole way that I've gotta do the edges on that
What
too.
about using the stabilized gravel for that?
On the edge of the,
I think that's what Bob used on that
Was it?
hill. He went up that, he fixed, I don't know how many years ago, but he fixed that driveway there where it washed into the road,
yeah,
and it's finally washing out, and I can't tell you how many years ago he
but
put that
stayed in
in.
there that good.
Cause Kevin Stephanie came over, he wanted to see how it did. And where we come up out of the field from the silage piles, he put that there, and it, those tractors come up around that corner, and it hasn't
stayed
tasted a
right
bit.
You know, I'll put that stuff on the edges of it then the whole way. I'll run it out of I'll probably just dump it out of the tailgate and then use the excavator and just smooth it up the berm with that, roll it down and be done with that. And I did put a little bit on McFadden down right at the end where the lady moved the mailbox back, and I put a couple 3 foot down through there so it was wide up better before they put the oil on it. And I did use stabilizer there. We used a lot of stabilizer on Newell Road, from the top of the hill there by Tom Mays, all the way down over pretty near to the bottom, because that had really bad dips in it. So that's where pretty much all the stabilizers went, down through there. I'm curious to see how long takes to get hard when you roll it down, because up there in the pile, it's only just hard on the top, it's not. But when you roll it down, like the next
Sets
day,
up.
yep. Faster than a cold patch goes.
So, any other questions or anything for
The book?
the book?
No.
Oh, it takes up a lot of paper.
So we have, you look at it or not?
Okay.
Yeah, it would.
And then, payroll audit, a little bit of a difference, so, there's a $780, renewal. And that's just the difference between the budget numbers that they used when they did the renewal for the, package, and then the actual payroll numbers when they did the audit, so that, needs to be paid. Dirt and gravel, training September 25th and 26th that they're gonna have in Sayre. I'm gonna register you, and which one of you would like to go to?
Well, that's, 24th, 25th, that's that Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yep.
I'll go.
What do they do there? Just listen to them talking with us?
You'll be learning how to do, dirt, gravel, and low volume road.
Go 2 days and you're certified for 5 years.
I see.
Is it 5 years or 2 years?
I think it's 5, isn't it?
I don't know, but we need somebody that has a certification.
You probably got good lunch.
I don't know what to do there.
I don't know, but,
You got the notice, did you?
I'm sorry?
You got a notice of that?
Okay. We tried to stagger Bob and Kale and one supervisor, so we could have them on a rotating, and
Right.
I'm not sure whose is up when, but we need to be covered, because Taylor Road, Bragg Road, Upper Mountain Road part, we tried to put into low volume at one point, so we need certification.
I wish that the Armene or whoever that is would do something from the guardrail down up on our mountain. That's so bad. I tried to grade it with what there is there, but, and then it rained the next morning after I did it anyhow, so that didn't help. But there's no dirt to work with from the guardrail down up. There needs to be a lot of gravel. Pipes are sticking right out of the
Steve
ground.
Harris, still supervisor up there?
Yeah.
Where's that?
At the top.
Upper Mountain Road.
From the guardrail where our line is on out.
I haven't been up there.
It's nice up until the end of the
The guy
guardrail.
does ain't very, nothing to brag about.
Hmm?
The guy does nothing to brag about.
No, they're not.
They're falling down.
You gotta be awful careful. You don't wanna lean on them, because they're not gonna hold you up.
They were put in over 100 years ago.
Wood and they had a cable on them.
Mhm.
They ride it off.
Pretty historic.
Yeah.
So
Thank
that was
you.
my next question. I can't get rid of them, huh?
Register and recorder is eventually going to go to direct deposit. So that paperwork. Thank you from the Green Free Library and a letter from Canton Area Recreation Association. Thank you for the donation, and we have been communicating with engineers regarding potential options for rehabilitation of existing pool structure and or a new option.
Didn't say anything about salt, about lunch that day.
No.
Nothing.
Got to take my sandwich with me.
Last time I went there was the same. And that's all I got.
That was at the time, did it?
I think it's usually like 9 to 3. I'll get the
I
information
say,
when
where's
it
that?
comes
It
through.
says there.
Huh? It's usually at Best Western.
Best Western?
Western is there. I'll get you the information when I register. That's all I got.
Anybody else have anything? Any questions?
Who runs the Canton Area Recreational Association?
I'm sorry?
Who runs the Canton Area Recreational Association?
I got the letter from Amy Seeley. Borough manager.
You guys have donated or?
We've always donated to us.
Yeah,
To the swimming pool.
For the pool.
Okay.
It's a standing donation that we do. The only other thing that, we need to think about at some point is, the heater in the garage for the cinders at some point, because we don't want the guys to go through what they did last year of
No.
whatever.
We need to get somebody in there because
To figure that out before,
those heaters that
stuff
they hang
in-
up in the ceiling like we had in the old building. Or do we want to put some type of, house furnace in? When I put my garage up, they priced it both ways. It costs a little more to put the house furnace in, but they're almost like 99% efficient. The heater I put in was only like 85.
And that's what heats it.
And that's what I heat my garage with, but I had to do it because that's all I could afford to put in right then. I wish I could put a house furnace in, because then they run some ductwork back through the garage so that the heat was, I think we should look at it both ways. We shouldn't have to.
No, that's
I think fans would make a big difference too.
ceiling fan.
Yeah, because the ceiling is so high and you just have some fans, you know, like 3 good fans and run
Push
them
the
real
heat
slow
down.
and blow it back down a little bit.
Now, Scott Inman said that he built his garage up at his house, and everybody said you need heat in the floor. Well, he said when Frank Watson built the new garage at Shedler, they put heat in the floor. And he says, I go from one building to the other, I could never see any difference, he said, so I didn't put it in the floor in his garage.
Tyler said it's very hot to work on equipment in the winter when it's on. Because you're on the floor and it's very hot.
And that's
That's the
where,
complaint I've
That's
had a
where
lot.
he went over to Andrew Owens' where he works.
okay.
well, considering that was supposed to be what was happening last year, and that's not what was going on.
And they say there's nothing wrong with it.
Well, I know they said that every time, but you've seen them, it's cold in there. That boiler will run all nonstop 24 hours a day when it's cold out. I mean, like 61, 63 is the warmest it will get.
You should talk to Troy Township. They went through the same thing.
They did?
Yep.
Wonder what their solution was, you know?
I think they put, I think it was spray foam in. I can't
Well,
remember. It's been so long.
This is insulated really well.
With spray foam or?
No, the panels, so how it was built.
Oh,
How
it
it
was
built.
insulated panels.
Oh, yeah, well, the insulation that's put in there, it's got the best R value you can get. But,
But they're insulated panels, not fiberglass, right?
no, they're not fiber, yeah, they are, it's fiberglass insulation, isn't it?
Insulation fiberglass.
Yeah.
That could be part of it. If they didn't wrap it well, the air will just blow right through the fiberglass. I can't remember 100% what Troy did, but I know they solved their problems. And they had, I think it was in-floor heating with a boiler, and it was just running nonstop. After we had it built.
Wasn't they using waste oil, and then they quit using waste oil, and now they stay warm?
It wasn't because of the waste oil. I
The
remember
waste oil furnace wouldn't run, it plugged up every day, just like
they were
most
having
waste
problems
oil
with that.
furnaces
Yep.
are. And then they went to fuel oil.
But they did a bunch of
So
other
now
stuff.
they can stay warm.
And I think Armenia Township, right from the beginning, went with a on-wall boiler instead with insulation spray foam all the way through, and theirs was a lot better. It's been almost 10 years, so trying to
But
remember.
this one shouldn't be, it's a brand new building, the insulation shouldn't be the problem. You
I
know,
wouldn't think so.
It's steel inside, steel outside, and I'm sure Bartow's, it's
It's
insulated.
about 6 inches thick in there.
But that's
6 inches.
right, I'm sure that That's not, the problem is just, the boiler stuff just don't keep up, you can't never get the concrete warm. You know, that's the biggest
So your
thing.
floor is cold, you lay on it?
Yeah, the floor is cold.
Oh,
The
and
floor
I-
don't hardly ever, you, from in the room, the first maybe 10 foot or so, the floor will get up to 90 degrees there. But you get 10 foot or any further, and it just keeps getting colder and colder and colder. By the time you get over to the other end, the floor is down to like 60. And the water's coming back is like 60. So when you're only going out with cold water and coming back, it just don't work. You know, it's
I
just-
say get somebody else to look at it.
it's just not big enough.
We shouldn't have to, but
Try Adma?
that's what I was just gonna say, get Abner to look at it and see what he has to say. If he says there's nothing wrong with it, then we
Then
got screwed.
it goes through. But, you know, I don't have that problem at home. You know, mine's warm, I don't
Yours
have,
heated?
mine's heated.
Floor?
Yep.
Frank Jennings not in trouble either.
No. So what do you fire yours with?
And oil fired hot water heater. I have an 80-gallon hot water heater and it runs about 20 minutes every hour.
Kevin Stephanie heats it, he's got it in his floor, and he heats it just with a regular house water heater.
Yep.
Now, when you got a, how many BTU boiler over here, and it can't get that,
Huge, yep, it just don't work for some reason. For
and it's
something-
not losing water,
Nope. No, you never have to add water, it stays full all the
it
time.
just makes you wonder if it's not circulating it fast enough. Well, even then, the boiler's gotta keep up.
They're all circulating too fast, not heating it.
But sometimes I think they're moving the water too quick, because like I say, it'll get 90 in the room, and it'll get, when they was messing with it, they put their thermometer right on the outside of the wall from the room. And it's warm there, and they keep saying, well, it's 90 degrees, and it is right there, but put the thermometer back over by the back door, tape it on the floor over there, and see the difference in that, but it was a losing argument, no matter what you did.
I know, he didn't wanna talk about it, he was
Nope.
trying to. Now, he claims you can turn the heat up on it,
Mhm.
but then the warranty or some type of, something is no good.
Right.
He said he has his turned up, he told me, so in his
Is that
house,
George?
yeah, in his cellar floor, he's got it turned way up. And he said it claims it'll crack the concrete.
Yep.
But he said his hasn't cracked, but he says it's not, no, there's no warranty on his, you know, if it cracks, it's his fault.
Right. Yep, I think you're only supposed to, like 97 or something like that, it's just hot, you're supposed to get the concrete before you worry about it cracking, and it just pops the top off of it. But I think another thing, I don't know for sure, but Bob said when they poured this, they laid the heat tube right on the ground, and there's nothing underneath.
Yeah, there is.
There's just one layer of foil or something underneath, right, and the heat's laying right on the ground.
I thought they put that styrofoam,
Those, the heat tubes up off the ground, aren't they? Up off the bottom?
I thought they had those styrofoam panels that they laid down and they put the tubes, run the tubes in that. I don't know.
They're in something, cause then they have channels that they had to put them in.
I think so. And even if so, if it was just laying on the ground, you would think that the heat rises, it don't go down.
Right.
But on the other hand, it's a good idea to put that. I don't know, to tell you the truth. I don't have any clue. We ought to ask Rich about it. It's too late now.
Right, you can't tear the concrete up, start over. What it is now is what it is. Mine is, I have 3 inches of blue foam under my concrete. And I have 6 inches of concrete in the middle of the garage, the outside's thicker. But then I set a brick flat and a brick on edge. My heat tube's only in the concrete about 1 inch. So I only have like this much concrete to heat before I'm getting heat out of it instead of the whole 6 inches. And I think that makes a big difference.
Yeah, I'm sure it
too.
does.
But it's right at the top. It ain't like you gotta go through a whole 6 inches to do it. And I insulated the edge of the concrete also. There's the same styrofoam is out there and then a treated plank all the way around it. And snow will lay on that all winter, not know it all. So I'm not losing any heat. I did leave my heat tubes, they're in about 2 foot from the outside, but I don't lose anything. I talked to DeCristo a lot before I did mine, and sometimes he can be a lunkhead, but sometimes he's pretty smart. And mine works, so I'm happy with it. I'm happy with mine.
Well,
So then
I don't
the
know.
other question I have, do we need to have a meeting with Bob at some point?
That's probably a good idea, find out. I really don't think he's coming back.
Okay, if nothing else, meeting's adjourned.